Hey everyone, welcome to the video of the week. Today's video of the week is actually a two-topic video of the week. First topic being WWE NXT Takeover UK Cardiff match coverage. So let's go ahead and do that first, and then we'll get into our second topic then. So these are not in order, by the way, but we had on the pre-show, Cesaro had announced that he will, well, actually on last week's NXT UK, Cesaro announced that he will be on NXT UK TakeOver, and then he said that on the pre-show he'll be having an open challenge to see kind of like how NXT UK is, with their talents, and Ilya Dragunov had accepted the challenge, which was a pretty match, but it was pretty good. And Cesaro picked up the win, though. Then we had Noam Dar versus Travis Banks, which saw Noam Dar picking up the win. Then we had one hell of a last man standing match between Dave Mastiff and Joe Coffey, and what saw Joe Coffey picking up the win over just a quick move, which was kicking the thing that Dave Mastiff was hanging on out from underneath him, so he would fall, so he wouldn't get to his feet, and that's what got the win for him. Then we had the NXT UK Tag Team titles on the line as the grizzled young veterans Zach Gibson and James Drake defended against Gallus, represented by Mark Coffey and Wolfgang, as well as Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster, and a triple threat tag team match in which saw Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster picking up the win. Then we had the NXT UK Women's Championship match between Toni Storm and Kylie Rae. And this match was pretty good, to be honest with you, but it came down to Kylie Rae picking up the win. And last but not least, probably, in my personal opinion, the match of the year, let alone the match of the night. So it's not even just the match of the night. It's not the match of the month. It's not the match of this. I'm not being rude. This is the match of the year. And it was absolutely amazing from beginning to end. Both these gentlemen gave it their all. It lasted over 40 minutes, and it was an absolute brawl between both gentlemen. Between Walter defending the title against Tyler Bate, and what saw Tyler Bate sadly losing, in my personal opinion, losing to Walter, which means Walter is still your NXT United Kingdom champion. However, after the match, Walter and them walked up the ramp and with Imperium, and then in the ring, Trent Seven and Pete Dunne, which are Tyler Bates' fellow brethren in British Strong Style, came in the ring, kind of helped Tyler up, and they did like a sign. I'm thinking maybe that's a sign that Tyler could be going to Raw or SmackDown, maybe. I'm hoping that's the case. Who knows, but that's definitely hinting at that could be happening. If it does, I'll be happy to see that. So anyways, moving on now into our second topic, which is in the Sims game, and it's pretty much going through all of my Sims and all 4 of my different Sims series that you guys see on Facebook and YouTube, and kind of saying who I think they look like. I also got some insight with my mother helping me out with this, because my mom actually looked at all my Sims and kind of gave up her input so that I could have like a little bit of a basis to go from. And let's go ahead and get started. So we have to go ahead and get started, so give me just 1 second. Okay, so our first set of Sims that we're starting with is from my Sims Paradise family. This is Azriel Morningstar. If you guys don't know, she is the daughter of Nicole. And also Lucifer's son, Judas. So she is like part demon and all that. But anyways, that's not what this is about. So my mom said that she looked like the Disney princess Mulan. And to be honest with you, I kind of see it. But I can see where she means that. But actress-wise, or like famous person-wise, kind of like she said, I was kind of thinking, I think her name's Sherry Cola from the, Good Trouble. It was like the spinoff of the Fosters. That's kind of where I'm hitting at, a very young version of her. That's kind of what I think in my personal preference. But my mom said Milan, so I could see that as well. So, moving on. Oh, before I move on real quick, Sherry Cola from Good Trouble, she plays Alice, which is like the one person in there. So, if you guys are wondering. Moving on, we've got Jack. So, Jack Scott. Okay, I'm gonna switch one of his different outfits because you can't really see his face then because of his glasses. But, Jack Scott is actually not really the son of Nicole and M, but she's kind of raised him because both his mother and his father are no longer with them, and Nicole kind of took him in as like a wish to his mother, which was actually Nicole's aunt. So it's kind of like they're cousins. So my mom said that he looked like Tyler Posey. I know Tyler Posey from Teen Wolf, the TV series. He played Scott in the TV series. I could see it very vaguely, but if I had to say so myself, I would actually have to agree with her because I really don't know who else I could really say, honestly. So, moving on. Okay, so our next one is Lucas Coven, which is Nicole's second, well, actually, Nicole's first husband, because her original one she was going to get married to passed away before they could. But anyways, he is a former vampire, kind of got out of the whole vampire lifestyle by a little bit of magic. But anyways, my mom said that he looked like Derek from Bachelors in Paradise or Bachelorette. I have to agree with her. I can't really see anybody else besides that now that she's mentioned him, to be honest with you. If I had to choose someone else, I could see a little bit. No, this is just a very, very, very lightly. I could see in his facial features Monty from 13 Reasons Why. I believe his name's Timothy something. Just very vaguely, I could see that. So that's who I'm probably going to go with. My version is Timothy, or AKA Monty from 13 Reasons Why. So moving on. And this is the last one for the Sims Paradise gang, because Nicole and Lucas do have a son named Dean, but he's not old enough to really even understand what he looks like because he's still a baby. But as for Nicole Coven, if I had to choose, I have to agree with my mom. I think she picked someone really, really good for this, and that was Rebel Wilson. So I can't really see anything else with her, honestly. I could be just different. But out of any of these four that we did, let me know who you guys see. So, in them. So, moving on over to the next group of Sims in the next series. Okay, so the next one we have is a little one, and his name is Kai Husein. And my mom said, let's go to... Okay, we don't know, both of us actually agreed about this because we talked about it, but we could not, we don't know the actual actors, or I think they might be twins, that play Tommy in Fuller House, but that's kind of who we thought of when we saw Kai. So, whoever plays Tommy in Fuller House, that's who we choose, and that's who I agree with, my mom. But again, if you guys are wondering what his name is his name is Kai Husein, and he is actually the child of Tagaloa and Noah, which you guys will meet soon. But he was actually conceived after Tagaloa revealed to Noah that he did not have a full sex change yet, and then he ended up getting pregnant. But anyways, so Kai, we would have to say Tommy from Fuller House. So moving on. Okay, so this is Tagaloa Godson. He was a really tough one, even for my mom. She had to look at him for a little while to even understand what he was. I had to tell her that he was part Samoan and all that. And so I had to go down the list as well. And my mom said that the only person that she could really think about that's Samoan, that kind of looks like him, is The Rock. I was kind of thinking that along the lines of maybe like a younger Rock, or Dwayne The Rock Johnson, for those of you who know him as that. That's pretty much the only person I can really see, honestly. I don't know who else it could really fit Tagaloa. I think he has his own type of style and his own thing that it's just really hard to decipher for Tagaloa. So I have to agree with my mom and say a young Rock. Moving on. Okay, so this is Leilani Husein. She is the daughter of Vincent, who we will meet very soon. But Vincent's girlfriend at the time that he had Leilani with did something seriously wrong in my series and caused those two to have a breakup, and she is no longer in the picture. But Leilani is or has gotten something from her mother, and that is her mother had heterochromia, which means that she has a abnormal size head, and there's nothing wrong with that. So that's what I thought would be cute to kind of bring on to the younger one. So Leilani was quite a tough one, a little bit for my mom as well, I believe. But my mom said when she had to think about it, she had to choose Lily Collins, which is an actress. I know who she is, and I've seen her in some of the stuff that I've in the world, but I don't really remember much about her. But I have to agree with her because she is really, really tough. But if I had to choose someone else, I don't know. I think that's really a tough one to say. Because Leilani's like Tagaloa. It's really tough to decipher who would play her if they ever made a movie. So I might have to disagree with my mom and say Lily Collins. Oh, I did not say this before, but these, Kai, Tagaloa, Leilani, and so on, until I say so, is from Sims World. So these guys are all from my Sims World gang. But moving on over to Ambrose Husein. So Ambrose is a little bit special. Like, Ambrose has a soft spot in my heart because I think Ambrose is really just like a sweet person in the series. He's a little bit like, he seems like he got the short end of the stick in some cases, which I'll explain very soon. Which his sister, you'll meet her soon, got like magical power. She's a witch because her mom was a witch. But Ambrose didn't get the gene of being a witch, so he doesn't know how to do magic or anything. But his sister does, so he kind of feels like he was wronged in that case. But anywho, moving on. My mom said that he looks like Chandler Riggs from The Walking Dead. I kind of see it, to be honest with you. I was kind of thinking more Miles Teller. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but I know he played in the newer version of Fantastic Four as someone, as well as the newer version of Footloose with Juliana Hough. He played the one best friend of Nat. So, Miles Teller, probably, in my opinion. So, moving on. Okay, so now we have Ambrose's sister, Sabrina, who has the magical powers and all that, but my mom had stated, looks like NXT UK star, which is from WWE, Toni Storm. I have to agree with her. If Toni Storm had her hair red like this, I could definitely see this being Toni Storm. I have to agree with her, and she picked the spot on person that I have to agree. So, moving on, we've got Vincent Husein. So, Vincent was really special because Vincent, when she was born, she was not a Vincent. She was a Violet, and she had decided that she was born in the wrong body, which happens, and they had a complete sex change, and Vincent was born. So, Vincent has always kind of been there in the background. But Vincent had a little bit of help in having his daughter Leilani with the help of his brother, Noah being like a surrogate person for them, and his ex-girlfriend, and having Leilani. But anyways, Vincent, my mom said, looks like Shia LaBeouf. I see it. I honestly do see it. And I can't deny that she was really, really close. So I have to agree with Shia LaBeouf. Moving on. And this is the last one from my Sims World gang. And that is Noah Husein. Noah is currently the fiance of Tagaloa, and him and Tagaloa have Kai together. But he also raises Ambrose and Sabrina, who are his brother's sons, who his brother was no longer with him. So he helped raise his niece and nephew as his own. So that is a big handle for him. But my mom stated that she thinks that he looks like Dean from The Bachelor in Paradise or Bachelorette. She really... I think she's pretty close. Like, I had a tough time. Like, he was one of the tough ones that I could not even figure out someone for. So if I had to choose, I'd probably have to just stick with what she said. And I can't deal the cards to pick another one. You know what I mean? Okay, so now we're on Sims Out on Their Own. So there's only 4 people in this one that we can do. But we got Connor Jimes, who is the child that Jamie and Casey are fostering right now. He came from an abusive family, and that's pretty much all we know right now about him until the series continues. So I don't want to give much things away. But my mom said that he looks like the kid that played Sam on The Walking Dead, which was the little boy in Alexandria where he was caught stealing cookies and all that from Carol. That's who my mom said he looks like. I can actually see that. But I went on my own and said that he looks like a young Miles Heiser, which is the person that plays Alex in 13 Reasons Why. That's who I see anyways. Moving on. So, Zachariah Husein was definitely a tough one, and I actually had to tell my mom that Zachariah was a boy because he looks like a female in her eyes. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. But, Zachariah, she said that he looks like RJ, which is Rick Jr. from The Walking Dead. The actor that plays him, that's who she said that he looks like, which is actually Michonne and Rick's son in The Walking Dead. I honestly don't really remember what he looks like, so I said I don't know. And I honestly do not know who to say that he looks like because I really don't know. Moving on, we have Casey Combs, who is the actual boyfriend of Jamie now, but these guys really took things slow. Like, when they first met, they were just roommates. Then they kind of became really close friends. Then they became, like, really, really, really good friends. And then, slowly, Casey kind of revealed that he had a thing for Jamie, and it's been hidden off since. My mom said someone so perfect for this, and she said that he looks like Zac Efron. I actually see it in his face a little bit. Obviously he doesn't look exact, but I can definitely see it. So I agree with her. And then lastly, in Sims Out on Their Own, we have Jamie Scott. So Jamie, my mom said, looks like Cuban Gooding Jr., which absolutely, well, as soon as she said that, I had to copy her. I had to agree because that's who I see. So, moving on, we have our final series now, which is Sims Teen Mom. Okay, so our final series is, again, Teen Mom. This here is Emmy Scott. She is the firstborn daughter of Grace, and Grace got pregnant with Emmy when she was quite young, which is why the series is called Teen Mom, because she was a teen mom when she got pregnant with Emmy. And she was only 16 when she got pregnant with Emmy. And my mom stated that she looked like Kristen Dunst. Or Kristen Dunst, I'm sorry. I have to agree with her. She played in Bring It On, Kristen Dunst. That's where I know her from. That's where my family knows her from. I have to agree with her. Moving on. Okay, so next we have Avery Scott, which is another one of Grace's children and Emmy's brother. Avery is actually a twin, but he is a fraternal twin, which means he doesn't really look much like his brother. But he is a twin. He is the twin brother of Asher, who you will meet very soon. And Avery is the older of the bunch. He came out exactly 2 minutes before. So, my mom said that he looks like Jake T. Austin from that Wizards of Waverly Place, which he played Max, as well as the first couple seasons of The Fosters, he played Jesus. I have to agree with my mom. I could see where she was coming from with that, but I said that he looks like a young Mark Consolios, which is known for playing in Riverdale, in my personal opinion. He plays Hiram, so I said that he looks like a young version of Hiram, in a sense. Moving on. Okay, so next we have Isaac Carrera, which is actually the son of Grace and her husband, Jasper, their only son together. But, so, Isaac, my mom said, looks like Chucky the Killer, or my cousin, Tabby's son, which would be my cousin. I have to agree with her on both, but I went with, Chucky the Killer, because he's the famous person, obviously. But, in a way, I could see it. I could really see what she's saying. Moving on. Okay, so we have Alison Carrera, which is actually adopted. She was adopted into the family by Grace and her husband, Jasper. So she is their adopted daughter. And Alison, her previous life was pretty good. Her parents died pretty young, but she likes to wear this dress because this is something that her mother gave her before she had died. And her mom was part Indian as well as African American, which means she got both of those traits as well. My mom said that she looks like Joe Jonas's wife, I don't know how to pronounce her name. I just know her as, I'm sorry, not Joe Jonas's wife, Nick Jonas's wife, Priyanka Jonas or whatever. And in a way I could see it. I could really see it. I don't know. I left mine blank because I didn't know what to put. But now that I think about it, I kind of agree with my mom in a way, just because she has that Indian background. Moving on. Okay, so the next one is Emil Carrera, which is a little bit special. He is the son of Jasper before getting married. So Jasper's biological son and Grace's stepson. He is also very special because he was an alien and still is. And my mom said he looks like Tom Holland. I have to agree with her in some cases, but I said he looks kind of like a younger, in a way, face-looking younger version of Zac Efron. That's what I had to say, but I don't know. Moving on. Okay, so this is Jasper Carrera. He is the father of Emil, Alison, and Isaac, and the stepfather of Emmy, Avery, Asher, and others. He is the husband of Grace, and is all around a grand and nice gentleman. So, Jasper had held a secret from Grace when they first met that he was abducted by aliens, and which caused in him getting pregnant to Emil and having the baby. Since then, aliens have been trying to get Emil back, but now that Emil is old enough to handle himself as a teenager, Jasper still is in his life. However, he kind of takes a more of a supportive role in his life. So, Jasper, my mom said looks like Carrot Top, and I had to agree with her because I didn't know who else I could really put because I don't really know anybody else that kind of resembles him. So, Carrot Top fit really well. Moving on, we have two more Sims. Okay, next we have Asher Scott, which is the twin brother of Avery Scott, which we've met earlier. He was the one that I said that looks like a young Mark Consolios. Avery is his fraternal twin, which means they do not look exactly alike. He has gotten more of his mother's hair color, and Avery has gotten more of his biological father's hair color. However, Avery and Asher has never really had a good relationship with their biological father after he abandoned their mother after finding out that she was pregnant with them. After she had given birth to them, she was pretty much on their own until she found someone to help her. So, Asher is definitely a kind soul as well. But Asher, my mom said, looks like my nephew Jay Vian, and that's actually who he's based on. That's who I was going for when I created him. So, she did pretty spot on, and I didn't know what celebrity to put either, so I just put my nephew. So, moving on. And this is my last sim, and her name is Grace Scott Carrera, which is the wife of Jasper and the mother of many children. She had 3 children by the time she was 18. Altogether, she is a mother of 6 children. However, she is only the biological mother of 4 of those children, and 2 were either adopted and or her stepchildren. She is married to Jasper, and she has definitely had a rocky past in relationships before, with her previous husband, Pierce, who she had gotten a full divorce from, since he had pretty much never wanted anything to do with her children and his children as well. She's never really heard from him past that, but she has a better life now, she feels. My mom says that she reminds her of Octomom, which is a famous mother who had 8 babies at one time. And to me, she looks like Julia Gardner, which is a famous person. I seen her online. I don't know really much about her. I just seen her online, and I really thought that she looked like her, so I thought I would put her in here. So anyways, with that said, next video of the week will be a guinea pig spotlight video on Finn and Cass, so you guys will not want to miss that. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Peace.